I would just like to make a few remarks about the significance of this election. The 18th Lok Sabha election is not an ordinary election, because I think this election will determine the future of democracy in India. If you think that I am making an exaggerated statement, that can be dispelled by the fact that at no time in earlier elections have we faced such a situation. Two chief ministers, elected chief ministers of the opposition-ruled states, are in jail today. Arvind Kejriwal of Delhi and Hemant Soren of Jharkhand. This itself shows that the ruling party and the Modi government believes that there can be a democracy without the opposition, and they are determined to crush the opposition. Scores of other opposition leaders, including ministers in state governments, who are today either in jail or facing investigations by the central agencies like the Enforcement Directorate or the CBI or the income tax authorities. Some of the opposition parties are being attacked through their finances. Suddenly the income tax has woken up and found that these parties have been not maintaining their accounts properly, and accounts are being frozen. We are being slapped with tax notices. Last year my party had got an order to pay nearly 16 crores as tax. We contested that. We have gone to the Delhi High Court, so it is not yet implemented. So it is a struggle for the opposition parties to face this election. There is no level playing field. So this is why I said that these elections are going to be consequential for Indian democracy itself. This is the first point I'd like to make. The second is that if you see the campaign being conducted by the BJP leadership, particularly the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, you'll find that continuously he's raising issues which are nothing to do with the major policy questions and problems of the people, but continuing to harp on communal and religious issues. I'm not sure what he will speak in Kerala. I'm told he's here today in Trivandrum. He changes his tune according to the states, I think, where he goes. But in North India, every day he's attacking the opposition parties. What for? He says you are insulting Lord Ram. You are having a hatred for the Ram temple. You are people who are against Lord Ram. These are election speeches being made. That is, the main leader of the ruling party and the Prime Minister of the country attacks the opposition, saying you are against a religious deity, you are against the temple, and that means they are rousing religious feelings or passions against the opposition parties. We have complained to the Election Commission about these speeches. But what I'm pointing out is that whatever the BJP says in its election manifesto, which they released yesterday, but the main theme today in most parts of the country is to create communal polarization, to rake up religious issues and target certain sections of the people and the opposition on these grounds. In the BJP election manifesto, there is a very, I'll tell you the contradiction between what they say and what they practice. Manifesto says that they will promote production of fish in India, fish production. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Good thing. They want to help fishermen, they want to promote fish production. But what are the speeches the Prime Minister is making? He says, why has Tejasvi Yadav, who is the leader of the RJD, eating fish now? He ate fish during the Navaratra. Navaratra, as you know, is those 9 days. We have Navaratri in September, October, but there are some who also observe Navaratra or Navaratri in April, March, April. Now Tejasvi Yadav is shown eating a piece of fish. So he's saying he's doing a wrong thing. He's offending religious sentiments by eating fish. So according to Prime Minister Modi, March, April 2 weeks, September, October 2 weeks, 9 days, 9 days. So for 20 days, people should not eat fish in India. Can Malayalis accept this? See? On the other hand, he says, I'm going to promote fish production. Matsya Sampada Yojana is being propagated. So what I'm saying is, there's a vast gulf in what they say, what they project in their manifesto, and what exactly they preach and practice. So the communal agenda is very much there in this election also. And therefore, democracy, secularism, and the third aspect is federalism. You know that very well in Kerala. Now you have governors behaving like viceroys. You have legislations passed by the state legislature which are not approved by the governor. You have resources which the state should get being deprived by the center. And every aspect of states' rights under the federal system is getting undermined. So they have promised one nation, one election in the manifesto. That is, from panchayat elections to the parliament election, there will be only one election. So what they don't say is there can be only one election and one leader in this country. That is, the states, the diversity of our states, the multiplicity of political parties in this country, all that has to be steamrollered through this one nation, one election, and also the authoritarian centralized unitary model which they want to impose in this country. So in short, if the BJP and Sri Modi comes back to power, we can say goodbye to democracy in the present form, to secularism that we have had in this country under the Constitution, and whatever federal principles or federal features that we have in our Constitution. That is why my party, along with all the other secular opposition parties in the country, are united in one single aim, that is to defeat the BJP and its allies, and to see that there is a alternative secular government at the center. For that, it is important that the left parties in our country are given their due representation and strength in Parliament, because the past experience of our political history shows that only if there is a strong left in Parliament can there be a effective, stable, secular government which will adopt pro-people policies. You all know the experience of the 2004 election, after which the UPA government was formed. And the policies which were adopted by that government were also greatly due to the intervention of the left, because the left was a strong presence in Parliament. Whether it is the Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which now is the MJNREGA, or the Forest Rights Act, or the Right to Information Act, and so on. So it is very important that after all the damage that has been done in the last 10 years of the Modi government, damage to democracy, damage to secularism, the pro-corporate policies and agenda, if all this has to be reversed, you need a strong left intervention in Parliament and in national politics. The other aspect is, in case this does not come about, the BJP is not defeated and there is no alternative government, then also it becomes very crucial and important that the left is there with a stronger presence in Parliament. Only then can there be a firm and consistent fight against the communal corporate agenda of the BJP. There can be no compromise if the left is there with a soft Hindutva approach. There can be no compromise on neoliberal pro-corporate policies if the left is effective or strong, and federal principles, the rights, which is going to become very important. That also will be possible only if the left is strengthened. So that brings me to the final point, that in Kerala, the fight here is mainly between the LDF and the UDF. So people may say, what is the difference? What is the nesting? BJP is not going to come. But you have to see the all India picture. We are confident that the BJP will not open its account here in Kerala in the parliament election. But that's not the situation in much of the rest of the country. And if you want fight against the CAA, if you want the fight against black laws like the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the PMLA, which is being used, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which is used by the ED every time. ED enters every case now. If somebody receives 50 rupees bribe, that also ED investigates. It is not the job. Normally, bribery and corruption of public servants is under the CBI, the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now ED comes into everything. This is unlawful. So all this, if you want to fight, and most important, as I said, you have to fight for the rights of the states, for the federal principle. Then you need the left, and that is why the LDF must establish a big victory in Kerala, so that the fight at the national level for democracy, for secularism and for federalism can be ensured. So our aim in this election is to completely reverse the verdict of the last parliament election. We hope that there will be a complete turnaround, that the LDF will be now able to win decisively with a big majority in Kerala. So this is why I thought it's necessary to put the contest here in Kerala in the national perspective and the importance of the success of the LDF in Kerala. Thank you.